here. Get in here, get in here, get in here. Please forgive me. I should have washed my hair yesterday, but I've been so busy in here. I haven't had time to wash my own hair. But nonetheless, more importantly, I am Miss Tanya, your holistic hair and scalp. I forgot. Sorry. Your hair and scalp restoration practitioner of Denver, Colorado. I am the CEO of Tanya Does Hair, the founder of My Water Beauty Solution, and your educator and creator of the all-new holistic approach for your hair, skin, and nails, in addition to creating the Holistic Hair and Scalp Restoration Program, which is killing it in terms of hair loss. Restoration is what I do. I'm a hair loss expert, actually. But that's what I do. I don't style anymore. I don't do hairstyling anymore. I'm into hair caring now and reversing hair loss effects because I've done the research for my climate and I'm clear now as to what's happening and what we're going through. And I've done a lot of research, tests, and studies that have revealed things that I didn't know. So just thought that today, I know I haven't been on lately, and I know you all love watching me do hair the way I do hair. Like, for instance, this first client, she pays $140 every 14 days, and I don't even style her. I said, I don't even style her. She leaves me looking like Big Perm. She gonna leave in her rollers because she's so old school. And that's what I'm about, you know what I'm saying? I'm 50 years old. I'm not a young chick behind the chair. And I've been doing hair since the 80s. And things was very different back then. We didn't have any conditioner. We didn't have any serum. We didn't have any heat protectant either. And we were pressing hair just fine. I'm also a Marcel queen. I get down with the tool that has no cord. I get down with the tool that requires a stove. I do not use the kind of Marcel that has a cord to it that you plug up that you learned in beauty school. On Facebook, they was noosing me over there because they was like, I tested with a Marcel. I went to beauty school and trained on a Marcel. I'm like, no, you didn't. They didn't teach you how to use this tool. Then I started doing the research and realized, like, who changed the name of a thermal iron that has a cord to it with a Marcel grip that plugs into the wall to a Marcel? That's called a thermal iron. This is a Marcel iron. And what's cool about me is I use a flat iron, not a curling iron. There is a difference. Let me show you. These are what most individuals are used to working with, which is a curling iron, and they Marcel press with a curler. I use flat irons, which is a little different. And I got the 1.5 inch. There's also the 1 inch, and I also have the 3/4 inch as well. So see, my clients, they get a choice in here of what type of bump they want, because this is going to make a tight bump. This is going to make a medium bump. This is going to make that bomb feathery bump. But I thought that I would let you all come in here with me today and just watch me get down and listen to me. And greetings, everybody. Come on in here. I'm not a doctor, because doctors treat you and make you take pills and medications and stuff. I don't do that. I'm a holistic. That means that I have found and searched for alternative solutions, not things to manage our already scenarios and challenges. What I do in here is I stop the problem and the struggle. I make us look at the whole, which is what holistics is all about. Holistics has nothing to do with how you live. Holistics is a mindset. It does affect your lifestyle, but holistics is a mindset. It's another word for researcher. It's someone that's always digging for the why, for the underneath layer. I dives deep when it comes to this hair game, you know. And I'm so proud that I have finally figured out how to grow my own hair, because let me tell y'all, I've had so many stylists trying to noose me, because they was like, well, if you know how to grow hair, how come your hair ain't growing? That was a good question that I didn't have the answer to. And I started saying, like, I don't have Miss Tanya behind my own head, because I can't do my hair the way I can do my clients' hair. But I did figure some things out, did the research with myself, And I've realized what I should have been doing all this time to at least get fuller hair. I did some research on your hair just don't grow to the floor. If that was the case, everybody would have hair dragging on the floor behind them. So God did not give everybody high density hair, and God didn't give everybody fast growing hair either. I'm one of them. I did not get high density, and I didn't get a fast growth rate either. I've been noticing this now throughout my journey. So I realize how different we are, and we're not mannequins. Like beauty school kind of set my mindset to think that everybody is the same that's in the chair. That is not the case. So just thought that I would come on to invite you all into my private practice, where it's a little different. I don't have a whole bunch of product on my stations. There's not a whole bunch of stuff on my counters and so forth. I don't have a whole bunch of hair color in my shelves and none of that. It's very clinical. In here, I also provide a private experience for all of my clients because I service a lot of individuals that are suffering with alopecia. That means that you have severe hair loss. That's what it means, hair loss at that point. So I make things very specialized, very individualized, which is how I've been able to really elevate myself here in Denver. Greetings, everyone. What's up, Bishop? Hi, Eric. Um, I'm on my iPad, which does not show all the comments. It just pops up every so often. So forgive me if I'm not responding to you right away, but just know I'm going to try. Sometimes I get so distracted in here and I have to abruptly end my live. So I just want you to have patience with me. And just know that I am a busy woman. I am trying, oh no, I'm not trying. I am running a full hair and holistic hair and scalp restoration business here in Denver. I also just shut down my product e-commerce side of things. I now just do everything under one umbrella, which is on the Tanya Does Hair side of things. Because to be honest with you, I just told someone the other day, and this is my truth. I wouldn't care if another bottle didn't sell. You know why? Because I think that God kind of gave this specially for me. I'm the one that's always trying to share everything I know and have with other people's. That's a disorder that I was born with. But I believe that this is my elevation and my gift from God. You feel me? What's up, y'all? Love your gestures. Thank you. It's a habit to talk with my hands. I don't know why I do this. I think because I used to be a Crip and we used to talk with our hands. You know what I'm saying? We used to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? That's how we used to identify each other. So I had to change so much in my life, everyone, and had to transition things into more positivity. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people I used to be popping bottles in the clubs. Now I be labeling and filling bottles at the crib. Wait a Y'all know I'm a little silly too. That's what's cool about kicking it and rocking with me. I'm not like the others that get on here and act so professional. You know what I'm saying? I be telling y'all about my struggles. I be telling y'all about my pains. I be telling y'all about my confusions. I don't be out here trying to act like I'm all that because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I just done found some things and done learned some things and I done tested some things and I done took the time to research some things. Shoot, and I got a different mindset. I'm picky, particular. Why you think I wear scrubs and not a kitchen apron like most stylists do? Why you think I got a gold bottle and not a regular clear plastic bottle like most people do? I'm picky. And my mama didn't like that about me. She wanted me to be normal. She wanted me to be mediocre. You know. And she used to always get mad, kind of trying to call me ungrateful, and that I was all these other labels that people call confident people. Don't get mad at me because I'm confident enough to admit that conditioner had us struggling here in Denver, so I don't use it no more. And that hurts so many people's feelings. Like I wasn't using it in the beginning. All I've done is really just taken us back to my basics. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you was born like in 1990 or later, you were born into conditioner. So of course you think you have to use it. If you were born after 1990, of course you feel you have to use a serum. We didn't even have a serum back on the market back in the 80s when I first started doing hair. So I wasn't trained to use any of that. So I really never got into it. My clients know I've never used a heat protector. And I use a Marcel. I'm like, y'all using a heat protectant with these cords, with these plug ups? For what? These aren't even that hot. So it's like, what are you protecting on the hair? The residue, the stuff that's still on the hair? Mm. And well, if the hair is thoroughly cleansed, you don't need no heat protectant. Ooh, that research hurt my feelings. I was like, well, go figure. Mm. Maybe that's why the hair is so frizzy and poofy the next day. I don't know if any of you all have experience going to the salon and then your hair is jacked up the next day. That's so frustrating. That's like a waste of money, and that's not what's up. My clients don't go through that. My clients rock their manageable hair for 14 days. Not 7, I said 14. And they walk in here looking like they left me yesterday after they get through their 4 sessions with me. Man, that's a hair heaven. And only women that care about their hair is booking with me, and I'm blowing up, y'all. I have a wait list now. Do you know what a wait list is? There's most stylists don't even have a wait list. I have a wait list of about 6 individuals right now on that list waiting for a Saturday opening. The reason they have to get on my wait list is because, see, I have standings. A standing is a client that comes in every single time on the same day and time. Every single time. They never cancel. And these are older chicks. I do a lot of chicks that are over 50. They're the ones that got real bread. They got more money than I got. So they can afford, you see, $140 twice a month. That's $280 for their hair care. And they pay that because they're like, I don't have to put nothing on it. I don't have to put no heat on it. And my hair looks good no matter what. Oh yeah, that's worth it to them. I promise you it's worth it to them. So I don't have any openings on Saturdays because of my standings. I got 5 standings on Fridays and Saturdays that come every Friday and Saturday at the same time. So the only time you're gonna get an opening with me on a Friday and Saturday is if they have canceled or rescheduled, meaning they're out of town or they're sick, something like that. So I'm waiting on my 9 a.m. and she's now 15 minutes late. No, not yet. Sorry. I purposely put my wall clock 5 minutes faster so that I'm never late. Gym. So, but it's only 9:10, so she's got 5 more minutes, and I've already counseled her about her time management, especially being the first in the chair. So this is how you get them, stylists that are out there that are either thinking about doing hair, or you having a hard time with your clients. You minimize their service. Take away the most important part of the service and let them know that their arrival time is why you're taking that part of the service away from them. Because if you're like me, you operate by schedule, and regardless of what time you arrive, I only have so much time. So even when you're late, I didn't plan for you to be late. You didn't call me and tell me you was going to be late either. Uh-oh, that part. So I'll take their scalp detoxing away from them, and they don't like that. Is there miseducation? Greetings. Hello, crazy. Y'all know me? No, it ain't about you. Wait, it ain't about you responding. It's about us paying attention and learning a thing or three. I love it, Bishop. What's up with you? Um, Doing the hair is the easiest part of what I do in here. The hardest part and what I really charge for is the education that I share, because I educate every client that comes to me about their hair and their lifestyle. Like I had to tell a client the other day, do you know that there's females throwing bags in the belly of a plane? Like, girl, I didn't mean to girl y'all, but times done change. So I was like, because listen, when clients book with us, we don't be asking them what do they do for a living. I could care less what my clients do for a living. So I end up learning this in the first 4 sessions with them as I'm listening and doing the holistics with them. So this one client, she keep walking in kind of poofy. So I already know there's a struggle at home if you're not staying straight for the 14 days. So I'm like, okay, let me go over the post-session guidelines, because I do provide each client with post-session guidelines. That means you're telling your clients when to come back and when to book their next appointment. I know a lot of stylists that just be shoe flying their clients, like, shoe fly, don't bother me, shoe fly, don't bother me. a professional rebooks you, right? Don't your dentist rebook you regardless if you coming back or not? Right. We need to change our mindsets behind the chair. My client is here, so I'm gonna reposition. I needed to put this back here today instead of behind. Put y'all back here. Oops, nope. So I just bought a new tripod stand and I'm using my iPad now. Yeah, this might be better. No, I'm gonna put y'all over here because I kind of try to keep y'all low key. Let's see, can y'all see the chair? Yes. Let me position it more like this. There we go. Alrighty, I'm about to go get her, so I want y'all to go get some water. You know me, I don't want you drinking no tea and alcohol and coffee. This is my water jug of the day, so let's get started before I start the day. That's a holistic approach to clearing your sinuses too. When you chug water like that, you can feel the mucus go down your throat. So I'll be right back. Let me go get her.
Well, oh my goodness, so much yard work stuff I'm dealing with. Oh God.
You're getting the yard together. It's that time, huh?
Oh my gosh, it's not very fun, but I mean, it's making me sweat. It's making me
Oh,
lose my hair.
yes. Good eye. Good eye. I've done well
Making me-
educating you about the climate, right?
Oh my gosh, I am wearing a hat, but
You're still sweating. A hat doesn't stop
Yeah,
you from sweating.
No.
Your hairstyle doesn't stop you from sweating.
No.
You're still gonna sweat, even
I'm
though you might
going
even
to
have on a
sweat.
wig and some weave, you're gonna still sweat in your head.
Now, there's something going on though. Somehow you and I got off synced
What you mean? With what?
with our communication. It used to be you would communicate to me, it would show up on my phone all the time.
Now what's it doing? Because I do
It
the
goes
same thing.
to my email on my computer. It goes to my computer and I actually have to confirm your appointment and stuff.
Okay, so that's the system. So, you got my phone number where you get a text message from 720-461. What do you have that saved
Yes,
as?
720.
Okay, that's me.
Yes.
Your reminders are not coming from me that you're talking about. Those are coming from my system.
Right.
So
I
you
need-
have to log into your profile and you got to change your notification preferences in your settings. And I can show you how to do that. Let
Okay.
me send you the booking link.
Okay.
And then you'll click it, and then it's gonna authenticate your cell phone number to your profile. Then you'll be able to click my bookings. Watch.
Okay.
So go to your text messages, because I'm now texting you the link. Yep, click that link. Just click the link. There you go. And now that's taking you into my new and improved. I don't even think you've seen this because you've been with me for so long. I think you're
Right.
even still going through the old link. So now click my bookings.
Okay.
And now it's gonna authenticate your phone by putting in your phone number.
Okay.
Okay. Then it's gonna give you a 6-digit code.
Okay.
And now hit sign in. Right down here. Wait, no, hit the copy to put the number in. Hit this right here.
Yeah.
There you go. And now you are into your profile. These are all your past sessions, and these are all your upcoming sessions. So now you click these 3 lines to go into your information. Hold on. Ooh, it's not in here. I thought this was where you could, let's see, go to your account. Okay, here it is, communication preferences, hit that. Now uncheck email. Therefore, it will no longer go to your email address. It's gonna now only go to your phone. Your text. Okay, correct. Now hit update.
Okay.
Boom, holistic business solutions. There you go.
And
now
that's me.
Correct, yes ma'am. So you now can go back. I don't know how you back out. So back to the next back screen.
Oh.
There you go. And this is your list of appointments. Okay?
Yeah. And so I have you now on my calendar.
Okay.
See,
Yes.
I have you on the calendar.
Yes,
But
yes.
if I didn't have you on my calendar in the old, like you said, like about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, you would always pop up all your cute little, it would say your confirmation, confirm your appointment, and I would do it on the phone and not on my email. So I'm so glad. So let's see if
Thank you.
this
So
works.
do you enjoy, does it like bother you that I have so many communications in place, like the reminders and the notifications? Is that like, is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. You actually like it, huh?
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Beauty school didn't teach me how to do none of this. They just taught me beauty school.
Oh, of course.
Right. That beginner basic stuff just taught me how to book you, honey, and shoe fly you afterwards. But they didn't teach us how to rebook you,
No, I like that. And I like the reminder. I like to confirm on the phone. If I had to confirm only on the computer, I might log into my computer once or twice a week. Whereas on my phone, I'm looking at my phone all the time. And
so the worst days with the delayed start time, I'm not going to be able to detox you like your scalp needs me to. You do have a lot of buildup. So these are the days you want to make sure that you're on time so that I have the full 30 minutes that I allot for your scalp detoxing and not have to go fast like right now to get you. I still got to get you done by 11 o'clock even when you're late.
I know.
Right. So it just minimizes your service time. So don't do that to yourself, okay?
Okay.
All right. Make sure you get here, if anything, early. Leave the house 30 minutes, you know what I mean? If you can.
I don't know why I have a hard time. Well, I do know
It's
why.
hard.
Because
Maybe
I'm folding clothes, I was folding sheets, I was doing this, and I'm going, I got 5 minutes. I can fold this sheet in 5 minutes. I can do this, I can fold this, I can put this away. I went, oh no.
Social media gets me in the mornings. I'm forever
No, I don't have
trying to get my posts done and my captions, and because I'm up to over 9.5 million views on my Facebook page.
See, I don't have anything like that. I have no time for that kind of stuff.
Look, and I don't be folding no sheets.
Yeah.
On Friday.
Our priorities. This is our priority.
I think we would balance well.
She's following the sheets.
And so I got the scalp going. I got the car started. So how is everything else going for you?
Well, quite honestly, I am dealing with a lot of bouts of depression. I haven't decided if I'm going to go and see someone about it, but
with your parents passing.
Yeah, it's like I just, and I don't know, it's kind of, I have a problem with my husband talking about it because I know when his parents passed away, and I was there, a support for him and it. But maybe because he lived far away from them and really wasn't around them a lot. I just didn't think it affected him so much. But he doesn't quite, I'm not saying he's insensitive to my
He's just
grief.
different. Everyone
Yeah.
processes differently.
And then he, for some reason, I have to say it for a lack of a better word. It seems like he falls asleep whenever he comes home. He just falls asleep. You know, he could be watching TV, and then all of a sudden he falls asleep.
That could be a form of sleep apnea. There's 3 different, you know that. So he may have something going on, right?
Well, I think he does, and I keep telling him, I said, "Hun, it's, you're watching the news and you fall asleep, and then you're asleep the whole time until I get him up for dinner, and then he'll eat, and then he'll say, I'm gonna watch some television, or I'm gonna do this, and I'm going, and then before I know it, he's asleep again." And I told him, I said, "Dave, it's really weird that you'll be watching TV, whether it's the news or a movie or what, and then you're just out." I said, "Why don't you just go to bed then?"
Because he's not ready. So he's going through what a lot of our 10-year individuals go through.
70 years old men.
And listen, men process it so much harder than we do. I think we're more willing to go with our changes. Men hate the changes.
Right, I hear you.
Right, so they dwell and they willow is what I call it, in the struggle. He knows that he's falling asleep, but he doesn't want to make the changes. He doesn't want to change. We're more amped to change more than men are. I had to learn that watching my father after all these years. He just suffered a stroke and he still won't change.
Oh man, I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna say it again. He just suffered a stroke, a massive one at that. Got 70% blockage, and he knows this, and he still won't change his diet. That wouldn't be me. I'ma change everything if that was me. So we can't let others bother us. All we can do is thank God, right? That it's not us.
Well, and I don't like that my husband has a very deep voice, very deep. He's got like a Barry White deep voice, and so he never had to raise his voice or anything to the kids because his voice is so deep,
So he sounds stern all the time.
All the time.
Yes.
So you're waking him up, and then he'll give me that stern, and I'm going, "Who the hell do you think you're?" And then before you know it, we're in that fight.
Like, do y'all be punching each other?
No.
You just be talking. Okay. Because my mom, sometimes it gets physical. Shoot.
No.
But,
I know you're so bad. You're a little agitator, just like Maria. Yeah.
I told you me and Maria are like twins.
You are. You guys are so funny. Oh my gosh. So the bottom line is, I don't like that. I don't. It just kind of makes me, I guess you can say, somewhat like resentful. Like, how dare you talk to me that way? Oversleep. Good Lord, just get your lazy butt up and go to bed. Just go to bed. Why do I want to see you asleep? I'm watching TV, I'm trying to enjoy the show, or what, most of the time it's because I enjoy drama and crime and mystery and scary stuff, and I'll say, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know it was her," like that, and he'll jump up, and I'm going, "You were asleep. Will you just take your little butt to bed?" And then we get into a fight.
And he's upset that you woke him up,
well,
or is he upset because you're telling him to go to bed?
He's upset because, first of all, he says, "I wasn't asleep." Liar! Liar!
So that's another way of saying I didn't mean to fall asleep, is what he meant to say.
There you
See,
go.
I could be a spokesperson.
You could be a
Be like, he meant he didn't mean to fall
fall
asleep.
asleep. There you go.
Yes.
And I told him, I said, you fell asleep.
It's embarrassing because it's not
Why?
a wanted act. He's not doing it on purpose.
Do you know if I'm tired and there, because like I told you, I've been dealing with bouts of depression. There have been times I've gone to bed right after dinner.
I go to bed before it gets dark.
There
And
you go.
my dad thinks that's such a problem. Why are you going to bed so early? Why not? I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Why do I gotta wait till it gets dark for me to cater to
Well,
me?
There you
I'm
go.
tired.
I go to the, I go in my bedroom, I'm relaxing, I'm usually, like you said, I'm either showering or just cooling myself off with my water sprays. I do, and
I
it's
just
sort of like a
It's
ritual.
everywhere with me.
Yeah, it's just like a ritual.
It's our culture to use my water all over our bodies and for
Bodies,
other
and
ways
it's
than
just-
just our hair.
Yeah, it just
You're the
feels
one that
so
created using
good.
my water beauty solution to soften our clothes.
Well, bless your heart. But
I would have
do.
never thought to try that if you'd have never came in and said,
told-
Tanya.
Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful.
And you kind of made me mad that day. Because I was like, how dare her use the water in another way than what I told her to? I was like, who told you to put it in your washing machine?
But it just, you said it cleans, it gets
It removes, it removes the
Right.
metals.
Removes
So the metals are doing the
residues.
same thing
There
to
you
our
go.
clothes that it does to our hair and our skin.
Yeah.
My water beauty solution is a post-treatment to the tap water. I didn't have time to come with another conditioner, another shampoo. We got a tap water problem.
We do.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we
yes.
do.
That's why it works on the first use. Anybody that's used my product up knows that their hair was softer when they used it.
The very first time.
Exactly. There's just a lot of individuals that don't care. They're like, so what? I don't care that it just made my hair softer. I'm still gonna use conditioner. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
I'm sorry.
It's that time of year.
Oh my God. It's just I don't like. Okay, so you're saying that when he does falls, when I say, Dave, you're asleep, and he goes, no, I wasn't asleep, and I'm going,
Don't now, what I'm gonna say to you is don't let his inaccurate
assessment.
paraphrase
There
bother
you go.
Yes. Just know he said it differently because you know he was asleep. So why do you even
Well,
have
why
to
do
say
I
it?
have to have confirmation?
Correct.
Okay.
Because he's reminding me like of my mom.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, when mom first started going what I call downhill, she did not realize, right, that she was lost. She didn't realize that she was falling asleep. She didn't realize that she was slunched over all of a sudden. They don't see the things we see, like him falling asleep. He didn't mean to, and to him, he probably wasn't all the way asleep. Maybe he was just falling, with his eyes closed. But nonetheless, I had to learn how to just let mom talk. Does that make sense? And you have to kind of just have your own conversations in your brain, just like with that. You just have to say, now I know. He know. You know what I mean? I know darn well he was asleep, no matter what he says. Because, again, I don't want to say what I think he may be going through, but Mom, that was the beginning of her dementia and her.
I think he is going through dementia.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it earlier,
I do.
Yes, and that's.
Yes.
So that's very, bless your heart, but that's very common.
Yes, and I know and I read and keep reading, and I go, my husband is going through early dementia.
Listen to what Mom would do at first. So when Mom first started tipping into dementia, we were still fishing together, okay? And we always fished on these large reservoirs where you had to drive to your next hole, like 30 minutes to the next hole. So there were roads, you're off-road, okay? There's no street signs. So Mom has always had this skill
of navigation.
Correct, of
Yes.
knowing I went this
The
way, we turned right here, no, there
blah,
was this
blah.
stick here, yes.
Yes. She's
So-
looking at landmarks, she knows her way, and she finds her way around.
Oh, Miss Jacqueline, so if you can understand the trust and the repetitive of success that my mother has had all these years. So back in 2016 is when I feel my mother's dementia started setting in. I'd be on my phone, so I'm not paying attention to where we're going. Jacqueline, I would look up and I'd be like, Mom, where in the hell are we?
Oh, God.
I would get out the truck and be
Just
like,
like Maria. Like, huh? What? You got that look on your face.
and she'd just be sitting behind the wheel like, I don't know. I thought, and I tried, and she said, and it's like, oh man, because she was the first thing that goes on, I think, with them is that they feel the change, and it's a change that they don't want. It's something they're not controlling. So it's something that they're not ready to accept. Like, I didn't do that. And I'm sure he also says things, because that was Mom's thing too. Their minds wander. And so they say things that maybe they didn't intend to say, but you heard it, right? And
Yes.
it probably doesn't make sense either. So that's
And
how
I
you.
said, what are you saying?
Yeah.
And he'll say, and I go, whoa, stop. I said, quit talking, baby. Just quit talking.
I had to go see a therapist with Mom. And
Oh.
I was told that when you're dealing with someone with dementia,
No.
you have to understand, you need to do maybe some more readings like I had to do. And it's a brain struggle.
Yes.
So they're not doing it on purpose. They really aren't. They're
Well, see,
just
my
as
husband
irritated
is
as we are.
diabetic. He's
So
diabetic.
is my mother.
And diabetic people are prone to early dementia because of
They don't like water.
well,
Yes,
because of the whole, like you said,
Approach.
the pathophysiology of diabetes. I mean, it, like you said, small veins get occluded easily. They're always hyperosmolar, because of the sugar. They don't drink enough water. Lord, how I can't tell you. And then he'll go out, work like he did this weekend. He'll work in the yard and he'll come back, Tanya, he's like drenching wet. It's like he was in a downpour. And I know that's his insulin. I know that's his glucose. And I said, babe, you really need to either drink some orange juice, and I'll even give him, I said, here, use my water to spritz your face,
Ooh.
just to get all that, cause Tanya, he's sticky.
Because he sweats so much.
Cause he's diabetic.
Ah.
See, through, like you said, through the pores, remember you told us, through our pores, we're getting all of the things that are in our blood. And so remember, in diabetes, it's sugar. So when I'll touch him because he's sweaty, as a wife, you just touch your husband. Girl, he's sticky.
That's because
it's
your sweat composition
it's
is different. Like yours is
sticky.
different than mine.
Yes.
His is different than yours.
But you know what it feels like? I'm gonna tell you what it feels like, and then you'll understand. Have you ever had a container, a plastic container, that had grease solidified on it?
Yes. I
And
know
then
exactly what
you'll
you're
get
talking about.
Dawn,
Mhm.
you get your Dawn,
Yes.
and you'll do that, and then it'll start emulsifying.
Yep.
But when you touch it, because you're wondering if you're getting it clean, when you touch it, you can feel a sticky until you really get it off, right? That's what it feels like. And so I have several of my water bottles, and I said, here, I'll just spray it all. Quit spraying me with that. I go, it's water, babe. Something you don't drink.
Quit spraying.
Yeah, he'll say, quit spraying. But it'll feel good. I know it is. And then when I wipe off his face with a paper towel, you can just
See the residue or the difference.
Yeah, you can just see it. And I said, now, doesn't that feel better than just splashing water on your face? And he goes, yeah, yeah. But I said, but Dave, you gotta quit going out, working 3-4 hours in water, sweating, and
Without
not
drinking no water.
without drinking any water.
He's not rehydrating. Mom don't either. So mom refuses to drink water.
He
She
does not
thinks that
dehydrate.
we don't need it.
Mm-mm.
Or the only time mom drinks water is to make coffee. And
There you go.
she thinks that she's getting her hydration
And
through
I go,
some
Dave,
coffee.
and Dave will have a coffee about this big. What
Yeah,
is that? Maybe
mom fixes like
24.
8 cups.
There you go. 24 ounces. He'll drink all that. And then behind it, he'll drink another 24 ounces of water and think that's enough water. And then he wonders why his pee smells
It's so
bad.
yellow and it smells.
Stinks.
That's a sign of
And I go,
dehydration too.
I have to put the exhaust on when the man just urinates. We're not talking about number two.
Number 2, you
We're
talking about
talking
number 1.
one. Girl, how do you get, and so even his own granddaughter talks to him about drinking water. She has had the same
So many
conversation.
people don't want to drink enough of the right kind of water and wonder why they're so
Want to
sick.
sick.
So
So I said,
you
no, I
can't,
think
you
he is.
can't.
I think he's early dementia.
Sounds like it.
And like you said, the sleeping, I don't, okay, I won't confirm him anymore. I don't have to, because I know he was asleep. You're right. I don't need to confirm that anymore.
No. Just let it go, because it's gonna drive you crazy. It's gonna drive you.
Well, it drives him crazy too.
Not as much as you.
But he's so disoriented when he wakes up, and I just said,
But just monitor. Stop being so verbal. And just monitor.
you just need to go to bed. You need to
No.
sleep.
No, just let it leave it alone. Because he's gonna have to learn the adjustments through struggle. Your verbal reinforcements don't work, just like my mom. I can't tell her nothing. So she has to go through the struggle, which is hard for you and I to watch because we know we can prevent the struggle. We know we can prevent the struggle. They have to go through it before they realize, ooh, I gotta change.
You're talking about navigation.
Ooh,
We went over to Pontiac Street, to my
Yes.
parents' house.
Yes. You want your my water warm or cool?
Cool,
Cool. You got it.
cool. We went over to Pontiac Street. Tanya, this is my home.
Right.
I've been married to David for 33 years. He goes, I go, David, are you gonna take I-70, the highway home?
That's a good choice.
No, it's great, it's
Oh, good,
perfect.
good.
And he goes, no, I think I'm gonna go through town. So that usually means going, south
Taking the
of
streets.
Quebec,
Okay.
all the way, to maybe, what is that? All the way to, Leafsdale, and then get on Parker. I go, oh, okay, good. And we were both at a 7-Eleven right across from the Chick-fil-A on 38. 38 and Popular. Oh my gosh. All you have to do to go south is a right-hand turn, Tanya. We have done that quadrillions of times. Quadrillions. Don't you know he went straight through the light?
He didn't mean to.
And I go, he can't make a right-hand turn. And I go, oh my God, please, Lord, don't let him make a right-hand turn on the north lane.
Come on.
And people have done that, stupid. And so, yeah, guess what? He had to take I-70. Honey, I said, I'm done. Tanya, this just happened like last Saturday.
I'm doing
He
finger
knows
spray
how to get from
because-
my house to our house. He's 70, and I told him I think he needs to quit working. said, if you don't stop working,
Nope, and he ain't, because my mother didn't either. She had to get fired to come off the job.
Yeah.
Retirement made her angry every time we spoke about it, which I couldn't understand back then. Like, what are you so mad about? Man,
but your mother's not that old. She's younger than me.
she's 74 this year.
Oh, well, oh, yeah, she is older than me then. But I'm 60. I'll be 68 in a couple weeks. And I told Dave, though, he's 70. I said, Dave, I really think you need to quit. Because what's going to happen, Tanya, is what happened with his friend T-Bone, his military friend. They always worked together. And like he said, he's going to develop dementia too. David was much younger. David had to be the one to help T-Bone, get disability, get retired. David helped him with all of that.
The reason my mother has a whole apartment and refuses to live in it and still sleeping at my grandmother's house is
God,
because of
she's
her
still
dementia.
doing that?
Oh
my
my uncle
gosh.
has flown here, and he's 80 something, and he has no business traveling, but they have told him you have to go to Denver and make Alicia move out.
Make your sister.
She's still not gonna get out. She even told me, I'm gonna let them move all this stuff. She said, I'm still gonna save it.
It was what? A chair? Just a chair?
She has to mention, yeah.
Because
So
they're
nothing
gonna move her bed. They're gonna move her bedroom. They're gonna move everything.
And she's still not gonna start.
I don't know if I could handle it. David really got to the
Yeah, I
point
guess I
where,
do, because you are forced to live.
because he's very kind of cantankerous, and you know what I mean? I could see him being one of those argumentative, demented patients. He's not gonna be a happy person with no memory. He's gonna be a mean, grumpy.
Correct, because he's very independent, I would say independent in sense of working. He works a job. Gosh.
But
His driving is gonna become complicated.
oh my gosh, girl. Oh my gosh. I don't, girl.
The sleeping is gonna
He
become,
had-
you probably have no idea what's going on the job.
See,
You're just, because he will never tell you.
That's
I'm
true.
He's getting in trouble on the job. Mom was falling asleep. She was falling at work. Oh man, one day they called me. Mom had fallen. This was in December. So it had snowed. Okay. And for whatever reasons, Mom decided to walk out into the lot area in the back. She said, looking for a rental car, come on back, because she worked for a rental agency. For whatever reasons, Mom's ends up falling. I don't know how she did it, but
Oh,
she
she
ends
slipped.
up down on the ground. Yes.
oh,
And where she fell, there were no assistance for her to get up
Right.
with.
yeah.
So she just had to sit out in the lot, freezing her butt off.
Nobody came out to look
Well,
for
where
her?
she was at, no. She had to wait, thank God, a shuttle bus driver
Oh my God.
finally came around to the back
and
saw her.
her.
She was behind the building, mind you. It's not like my mom was out front.
right.
She's
right.
in the back. Like, Mom, and that is not the first time Mother has been on the ground sitting because she can't get up. So she refused to quit. To her, there was nothing wrong with her. That's, I think, the bad part
She
about
refused
dementia.
to what?
Quit and come off the job. I mean, my God, they had to strategically fire her. And they did so by offering her another position that I think they knew she wasn't going to take. And with that, they categorized her decline, her denial of the, not taking
Yeah.
the position as quitting.
Yeah, that's quitting.
She was so mad. But that's the only way they could get her off the job, because my mother had become
She was a liability.
Oh, right.
Right.
I remember one year I went out and talked to her supervisor, and he told me, he said, Tanya, because I was asking him to fire my mother because I was trying to like help him get to know my mother a little better. Like, she's a workaholic. She's never gonna quit. So I need you to fire her. And he was like, Tanya, I can't do that. And I was like, why not? He was like, well, we could face a lot of discriminatory type of, actions. Yes.
But
So I do believe that they strategically did that to her when she came back from her surgery, because even I was shocked that mom went back to work. We all tried to get her to understand the benefit of not working with the type of injury mom had. But she still pushed and pressed to get back to work with the walker and everything. Her whole attitude is, I can still sit at the desk, I can drive, I can get in there, and I can still do what I used to do, because they don't like change. Something about that, boy, oh boy. So I will help you too along this journey, because every time I see you, come on back, I'm sure there will be a progression.
I think it's progressing faster than I thought, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start keeping records. Like right now, I mean, I already take care of everything.
There's
You know
nothing
that.
you can do about it either.
No.
It's not like there's a pill you can take, or it's just the level of his brain functionality now is really another word for dementia. And it's all an accumulation of his diet over years and his lifestyle. So now he's stuck in what's called habit form. And that's the other hardest part about the dementia. There's so many changes that should be made, and they don't want to change.
Well, one of the things I notice is just his ability to, how should I put it? Well, I don't want to say common sense.
Here comes my word. So soothing.
See, I like, when it's cold outside, it's irritating.
It's shocking.
Right,
Yes.
but now it is like,
Such a breath.
it's like,
Fresh of breath air.
yeah, it's like, it's just so soothing. Almost like a yoga stretch.
We're done in the bowl. Come on back over to the chair.
I'm not able to handle all of this stuff.
Yes, you are. You're a strong
I
warrior.
cannot.
Just like
I
you're
used to be,
handling it. You're already doing
but it's like he doesn't think right though.
Because
It's almost like a cognition. Like, it's not that he doesn't understand. It's just he's not. All I can say is he's not using good sense. He's not using good logic. It's not. He'll say things and I'm going, what? Why would you advocate that when that could put the person in jeopardy or this or that? And he'll then like stop and, oh, and I go, I said, you didn't think that maybe that's a very good suggestion. Oh, yes, sports signs. And I've always told them they have to take care of their dad. I'm not going to put up with it.
it's not easy. And he'll never admit that he has dementia either. He's going to get angry if the doctors say it to him.
Well,
He'll decline it
I
and
want
say, no, I don't.
him to be assessed by a neurologist. Yeah. Yes. Mother said he's a basic. And I just looked at who you know is it deteriorating? You can't stick your head in the sand and pretend like it's not happening.
But you can. That is a choice. Sometimes we tend to think that the way we think is the way of the world, but it's not. So that is a choice of his. He can do that if he wants to. We're Americans and we can do whatever we want to do. Look at Maria. Look at Alicia. So I would want to work with your mindset to help you to broaden it and do a little bit more holistics with your husband. And just understand, right, that, okay, he's sick in the brain. His legs may be fine, his arms are fine, his heart is fine, but his brain is starting to shrink up. So you just have to know that. You just have to. Thank God it ain't you.
His walking has gotten really. See, this is why I don't really get emotional. I know there's something going on, but his walking has gotten really. Like I said, this cognition, his ability to, come up with a good solution. So my legislation expired, right?
Oh, mine expires for the first time, I think, in next year. I'm going to be walking in there like, hi, I'm 50.
You would be.
I'm ready to renew my license.
No, okay. So, now, did you know that you can use the same picture on your driver's license for 2 years?
Yes, that is correct, which is so not good.
Why?
Because some people be changing, and you'll be a false suspect. For real, that's the results of that. You don't. You better use a current picture. Keep it real.
That is so cool. Yeah, I thought that was a good thing. And here you are, that's not good.
No, that's not what's up. I have to tell my mom that sometimes, like, Mom, that's not what's up. That's not a good deal.
That's not a good thing. Well, I think it's, I'm glad I still can use mine for 5 more years. So, because I was looking at my hair and I'm going, I wouldn't say I'm 100% gray though. I'm not.
Yes, you are.
100% gray?
No, you're not. You're only like maybe 10% gray.
Oh, see, that's, okay, that's what I thought too. So
Cause
then why should I put that gray is my hair color on my driver's license? They make you do that as you get. So I'm not doing that. I didn't do it. I said, no, I still have blonde hair.
and you have a lot of it too.
But I do like
I mean,
when you
you're
do
only
it,
gray
and it's
to
only,
about here.
there you go.
All of this is still black. You're only graying in your temple area,
Yeah,
which is normal. Everyone does.
Yeah, everyone.
Everyone starts in the front and then it goes back to the back. Most women gray the last here. It takes the longest. Yeah. And I don't know why that is. Some people actually gray all over too.
I wish I
These
had
cords get on my nerves. I wish there was a solution that prevented these plug-ups from tangling. They get on my nerves. Ooh, it's the biggest challenge, man. It's untangling cords all day.
Can't you,
That hot mess.
no, it's not that bad.
Oh, that's because I'm forever untangling them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've seen you untangle them.
All the time.
So, I know you're into the social media. I'm
Mhm.
changing the subject from my life to something else. Because I know you're kind of into the computer stuff. So, does it bother you that you might be on all these different, like, websites or, websites and, like, do you ever get a lot of like spam and stuff in your, do you have like a junk email and then you read things and then move it into your inbox, or does everything come into your inbox?
No, so I pay for a lot of securities,
Oh.
IT type securities, both on my
Yes.
websites and my social media pages.
Okay.
Like on Facebook, 90% of Facebook users have been hacked by Meta. They have already created what's called a duplicate account with your face, your name, your photos.
Right.
And what's crazy is followers actually fall for it. They don't pay attention to the fact that this is a totally different name with these numbers behind it.
Mm-hmm.
They're known as bots. Also, they're just fake accounts of individuals that are trolling you, like watching you and you know what I mean, trying to disrupt you. That's how people end up
Scam
scamming.
you.
So I have so many what's called rules of thumbs that I do now that I am on social media. That like I've had stalkers, I've had scammers, I've had people try to fraud me, I've had oh man.
So are these applications that you use to help your security, or are there things that you're doing?
It's a combination of the two because you also have to conduct certain behaviors when you're on social media as well. To like for instance, I never post my real time, if that makes sense. Like of course I run a business, right? And when I'm up here, I'm protected by the front door. You ladies can't get in here without me coming to let you in, right?
Correct.
Now, if I did not have that type of security for my business, I probably wouldn't be live so much. But because I know, can't nobody really get to me, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is why. Now, other things, like I said, I can't no longer post my real location, meaning if I'm at a dinner, I can't post that's where I'm at right now, if that makes sense. Some people will start their evening off by saying, hey, social media, I just walked into this event.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you're successful, people don't like you, and that's why they're following you, because you're successful. So stupid. And so that gives them opportunity to damage you, to affect you. Because like for instance, me telling the world when I travel and what dates I'm actually out of town, well, that tells people, uh-oh, she's not at home.
Mm-hmm.
I may be able, that's why no one knows where I live either.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of individuals, they love inviting people over to their place. I don't. Only my closest friends know and family know where I live.
Mm-hmm.
So though that's what I mean by a combination of the two. I also, like I said, I follow things like I never click on links, on Facebook. That's the number one way that someone will try to scam you, is sending you a link, which gives you a lot of access in the IT world to your personal information.
But you can't unsubscribe yourself. I can't.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
But
a lot. It's just like some people get mad about getting scammed on their credit cards. Well, the first problem is that if you stop using it online, you would never get scammed, right? You're kind of signing yourself up for that because you've subjected your credit, you've submitted your credit card number to the web. That alone opens up the doors to possibly being scammed on your card.
But that doesn't include like online banking. I mean, you're not.
No, that's different.
Yeah.
Online banking
Banking
is
is
your
protected.
real account information.
Right.
That's different
But-
than
but
if
you're
you put your
talking
number
about-
on, like if you're ordering something,
Like
right?
like I get smoothies from Smoothie King.
Mhm.
I get a fruit bowl from
Correct,
Smoothie King.
correct.
And I like their app. So I filled out their app,
Mhm.
and their app allows me to pay. And so I used, and I don't have, I've never used the emails, but I'm just saying.
It's just 10 o'clock and I'm already getting my first hot flash of the day.
So you're saying this, but me putting in my credit card, and I do have one card that I use just for online business.
Yes, that's smart, because you don't have a whole bunch of your card numbers.
Exactly, and I don't have my, I do have one checking account too that I'll use as a, oh look, we're getting some hair growth. Oh yeah. Wow.
Times now. Remember in the beginning?
Yes.
When it was completely hidden?
Well, like, so I still have that little flash.
Let's increase. Like, here's what I'm saying to some of my clients. I know that even using the scalp brush at home is very new to our regime. But let's be clear. When we sweat, it's not like you just sweat one time. You're sweating constantly. Every gland is like a water hose, right?
Yeah.
So you got multiple layers because you came in with a lot today. So the time to brush would be as soon as you get in from being outside. Instead of letting it dry, letting it soak into the epidermis and locking it in
Because that's my ritual.
every single time. It's
Just
just,
do it.
I tell my ladies that
I
work
brought my
out,
brush today.
good. Like me, I'm
It's
forever.
coming in there, though. It
Yes.
looks so much different than that other picture.
Correct, because it was completely bald.
Bald.
Correct. Now we've got
Little-
restoration.
Yeah, a little bit. And of course, I can tell it's less tender.
I noticed today. I went right over it and
But
you didn't say a
I
word.
thought it was because you were doing the fast one.
No, I'm still agitating, especially that area. And I feel that you have more tolerance for it today
It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt. I mean, usually there's a sensitivity. It's almost like someone tickling your toes. No, it's that observant. You know what I mean? You go, whoa, stop. No, look, oh, I love that cold. That water, that cold water. I'm just reliving that right now. So I'm concerned that I'm seeing more of these weird emails in my junk.
Okay, and yes, and that is like the new way of business. And your email,
My email address, the one I've
Yeah.
had for a long time.
let me think how it happens. It could be as easy as you filling out a form.
I know. I like getting orchids. I like getting some of my stuff.
Right. So you just have to
I like
manage
getting
it.
stuff from
So
them.
listen, you have to manage it. I told my mom the same thing. You have to open each email, especially the ones that you don't want. And you don't even have to open them. Sometimes if you're with Google, they'll give you the unsubscribe option at the top.
They do.
Okay, all you gotta do is click on it.
I was told if I did that, people didn't know that you're doing it. So don't unsubscribe.
How else are you gonna get your information off their list?
Exactly.
You have to unsubscribe to me in order for me to stop emailing. If you don't unsubscribe to my system, you're gonna keep getting my emails.
Gotcha. Okay.
And sometimes you gotta block certain senders because sometimes some businesses have more than one email address that they utilize. So you may block one email handle,
That's
and
true.
then they may come back in with their reply email, you know what I mean? Still sends you things. So you just have to stay on top of it. Like sometimes when we do order things, that's how
Yes.
you automatically, you have an email address, and a lot of these third party or businesses, they do share your information. So then you find out you're a part of Indeed.com all of a sudden because they were a subsidiary of the business you applied to, or you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Put your
I
email
totally,
number.
totally.
So you just gotta be more diligent is all.
But I can use that unsubscribe.
Yes, absolutely. That's the only way you're gonna take yourself off their list, is to unsubscribe from their mailer.
Okay, so what about these, I'm gonna call them apps? Like, there's an app called Delete Me. You have to
I
pay.
don't like apps. I mean, I do, but I don't. For some are okay, some are not.
Okay.
Sometimes it's always best to just go to the web browser, you know, to the main
Yes,
URL,
yes.
and just handle your business there because the apps are pre-built softwares that are not, doesn't give you full capability like the website does. So you're kind of missing certain things when you choose to go through the app. And it may not be a full request through the app either. They may only subscribe you for new mailings or some snatch like that through the app. It's only through the website is where you're going to be able to fully unsubscribe from everything. Correct.
So should I go to Chrome then and try to manage all of these unwanted emails?
Yes, it's time consuming. I get that,
Yes.
but it's worth it because it's a piece of mindset, a piece of your mind that you don't have to keep. Number one, getting all those emails. It's one thing for us to look at our email box and it's like, dang, I got 200 emails. That's
Exactly.
anxiety right
And,
there.
and then you look, and then you open it, and you got 200, but all of them are like, you know, I have it set up so that I can see where it came from. And I'm going, I don't like them, I don't know them. So I can just, like you said, check mark all of them and delete all of them.
But deleting them does not, again,
Yeah.
remove you
There
from
you
their
go.
list. You're still
So-
in the queue, and they're going to possibly send you another one tomorrow.
Well, I can delete and block. You know, it'll say block.
yes.
And then
Especially if
what's-
you know you don't want any communications.
No,
with them.
I don't want. All my businesses out on the streets.
I told my dad is very private. He does not like, he'll make us order online. He does not
Yeah.
use credit card online. Dad doesn't go to ATM machines.
What
He's
did you the cash?
very different. Yes. He still writes checks,
Yes.
you know. But I never hear Dad talking about being scammed, having to change his
That's
credit
true.
card number, none of that. So it's kind of like we have to pick our battles and be ready to fight them when you're out there picking like that.
Okay, so Tanya,
Yes.
and you know, I still manage my parents' checking account, even though they both are gone. Because the house hasn't been sold yet, and so I still have to pay, you know, the heat, the water, blah, 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 you know, the sewage, the sidewalk cleaning.
Yes.
People would do that. At Denver, you have to pay for sidewalk
I heard.
maintenance anyway. So I was looking on their account, and there was a McDonald's. And it was $45, almost 46
For what?
thing. And I said, I don't even eat at McDonald's. I know my mom and dad are not allowed. They've never
Oh,
eaten
it's a
at McDonald's.
charge.
Yes, and it said POS. And I was in point of sale.
Uh-oh, somebody's using their number.
Well,
That means it was done at the register. POS means
yes.
it was done at the
And
checkout
I
register.
told them it wasn't. I said, first of all, my parents never go to McDonald's. They're 95 years old. They don't go to McDonald's. And I said, second, I don't know how it says POS.
That means it's a payment operating system. That's what POS stands for. And that means that the card was either a card or an account number and routing was presented to a POS system. I have a POS system. When you look at your charges for me, it'll show Tanya Does Hair, LLC, and it'll have POS behind it. That means that that tells my bank I have permission from you because you gave me the payment information for me to run.
That's what I thought. So how is it possible?
You better ask. You want to now look at the. You need to now.
I had to do it.
Investigation.
I had to do a visa dispute.
And they'll look into it for you.
But it's saying, and I said, the card was not presented. I'm the only one who has the card. I said, my parents have passed away, and the bank knows that. The bank knows that my parents are gone.
You don't have to have a physical card to do a POS. All you need is the number.
Okay.
All you need, because I have that option. If you didn't have your credit card in here, I
Yeah.
still can make a POS transaction on your bank account by just keying your information. The card doesn't even have to be in my possession
How would you keep me though?
because you have to know the number. So I'm trying to get you to understand. It's
If
somebody
I
that
would have to know the bank, my
card number, expiration. I don't know that.
Yeah.
So they'll find it. They'll find it. And it could be that someone obtained the number through ordering online. We have no idea sometimes what our parents used to do, you know. Like Mom, she ordering liquor off the internet, which she's never done before, having it delivered. So now she's got all these delivery services emailing her. It's like, Mom, it was the link for ordering.
Well, it would have to be done after she died, because it was after her death.
Okay, yeah, there needs to be
Yeah,
special.
something.
Listen, I just had a cousin pass, and she was 27, and she was a nurse, so she had good money. She was happy. And her boyfriend was using her cell phone. They would have never thought nothing of it to withdraw money out of her account and put it into his. The only way this was found was because my cousin, she finally started going through Simple's mail and did not know
Another cousin.
her mother, so her little cousin, you understand, and then her mother, who's not, older than me, started going through her mail. This is when she realizes, since I did not send the bank to this other credit union. This is the credit account that he was tapping into.
Right. He knew about it. He knew about it, but Mom didn't know about it, which is common. Mothers don't always. I bet Maria's boyfriends know more about her accounts than I do.
So it was disputed because he does not have access to her accounts.
That's correct.
Right. And he was also found, because of course the bank don't know either. They assume the transactions coming through are authorized. So they don't go looking into nothing until you kind of blow the whistle, right? All right, so once my cousin goes into the bank, that's when they're now looking like, hold up, these transactions, because they're looking into more than one. There's another one that was made before, 2 days before she died. He transferred $3,000. She was not even able to talk, so you know she didn't authorize that transaction. And it was done from his cell phone. So if you really, really, really had authorization, why didn't you just walk into the bank? Why are you doing it from her cell phone? Her mom never thought to go get her cell phone, you know what I mean? And these kids nowadays, that's how they handle their whole lives, is through their cell phones, her phones. So we were pissed that
He was taking his ex, well,
I mean, they were together, up
but
until
he
she
didn't have rights.
I don't
to
think
take
that,
that
I don't think, and the family's like, maybe somebody did tell him, maybe that was his money, maybe. But the investigation is definitely underway.
Yeah, you gotta find out. Well, and if he did do it, I mean, he did do it, why not just tell the mother?
Hey,
Hey,
yeah,
Mrs.
is it
Jones.
okay that I keep this money?
Yeah.
Or, hey, I know
You
that
know, your daughter and I, we shared certain expenses.
I wouldn't just like tomorrow, if my friend
There
was to
you go.
pass,
There you go.
even though I have access, I'm the one that has the key to his apartment, so I would
There
be
you
really
go.
the first one,
There
right?
you go.
To take possession of
You
his
wouldn't
things.
just
I wouldn't
go-
take nothing out of there.
There you go.
I would call his mother and his
There you
sisters.
go.
Like, hi,
That's
you
the
know.
respectable thing
Yeah,
to do.
here's his keys, and I would turn everything over to him. I would not start removing items or anything, or
That's
transferring
not right.
things.
Especially if
That's
they don't.
intentional.
Now, hopefully the mother knows this young man. Hopefully.
Yes. Yes. So it was not, it just
It
did
was
not
just,
help the situation.
yeah, it didn't help. It was weird.
So yeah,
Distracting.
the possibilities these days are wild, beyond imagination. So you can't put nothing past anyone. And you gotta check off things and just understand the result of our choices, like ordering things online. You gotta get yourself what's called a virtual number. Nowadays with our credit card companies, there's a feature, a security feature called a virtual number. I thought it was fraudulent at first. But what it does, yes, you can ask your credit card company. And what it is, it's like a fake number. It's an alternative 16-digit number that, quote, works with your card. So it would be, that would be the number you would be entering when you're shopping online instead of your actual number. So that in case the business you're shopping with does get hacked, because that's how it happens. I don't think it's the businesses themselves that are like straight selling our information. It's when the systems, the businesses, are not paying enough broadband space and securities and they end up getting hacked. That's when your information becomes what's called compromised. But forgot the point of which I was making. But I now
About
realize-
security.
yeah.
Talking about credit
The
cards.
virtual numbers.
Right.
You can request a virtual credit card number from the credit card company, and that would be like, it's an alternative number, so that you're not putting in your actual account number online. Just an added protection feature that I love, actually. Because it's worse now than ever. It's so much easier now to do these things than ever, because the World Wide Web is growing so much. It's just like almost kids, like you end up having too many of them. There is no way you can watch all of them, right? I think the same thing is happening. The businesses, the e-commerce world is huge now. We order from these foreign countries, that used to not be the case. Everything came from the US and the country of China.
So, when you order on Amazon, and like you said, like I order, well, Joe doesn't, I don't order, but Joe orders for me a soap that comes from the United Kingdom, from England. I like the smell, and so does my husband. And so and I like the way it's been formulated.
Yes.
So when she does that, is her card all the way in them, or does Amazon have?
No,
Protection.
Amazon is payment is the processing or
Right.
processor.
Right.
So you're actually doing the
Business.
processing with Amazon. Because if you notice on the business card statement, it says Amazon.
Correct. But the product came from England. And so
Could
when
be.
when I got the product, everything was, it said UK and blah, blah, blah.
Well, that's what
and all.
Amazon does. Amazon is like a third party reseller for all businesses. So everything that we see on Amazon is not owned by Amazon.
Correct.
They're like a depot, like a cart, like a checkout cart. Don't even want to say it like that. They're the third party that handles the shipping, the payment, processing, the fulfillment, and the shipping for a small fee.
Probably a very.
But it is being shipped from the actual business. Sometimes, it
Right.
depends. Some sellers actually have what's called an inventory at a
Place.
Amazon warehouse.
Yeah.
So then at that point, it's being shipped directly from Amazon. But most likely, it's being shipped directly from the seller, which is the business, actually.
Which is in England.
Correct.
Wow. So
I'm gonna
that's
go
how
use the restroom really
Jeff
quick.
Bezos is so rich, huh?
Yeah, I'll be right back soon. Just gotta go use the restroom.
But yeah.
So yeah, that internet is something else. It's almost best nowadays to just go and get your stuff, you know what I mean? Because while we choose, it's a choice, to depend on convenience,
Right.
you're pulling your pants down to be exposed.
What
It's a
an
result, it's a result of the choice.
image. What an image.
Just like, I hate to say it, but I know someone in another state who got robbed by turned out to be, it was the Uber Eats person.
Oh,
Yep.
is that you?
Yes.
Uber
One
Eats.
second. This is Tanya. I'm well. How are you doing? Yes, I will be there. I got everything situated at Dr. Rice's office, and we pushed their appointment back to the 30th. Yes, thank you. Listen, the forms, did I do them correctly? Because it was a little challenging. And I was gonna ask that if I didn't, can I do them in office when I arrive? Okay, that would be so much easier. Thank you. Thank you so much. All righty, you too. Bye-bye. Sorry about that. That was mine. I gotta get a tooth pulled. And the dentist's office kicked me out. It's struggling because they kicked me out. I don't know why, but their medicine was not working. So they had to discontinue my appointment. I have to see a surgeon.
But you weren't there. Oh, yeah. Not everybody takes to those local anesthetics.
My family, my whole family really struggled with it. Like my mother, she usually needs a second block. You know what blocking is, right?
Yeah.
She usually needs two of them in recovery. My daughter has local
others, it just never reaches, what we call efficacy. You're just not ever numb. You might be a little numb, but not enough numb. I've had maxillofacial surgery where my mouth was wired completely because they broke my jaw, on purpose.
Oh, wow. Ouch.
Yeah, I had horrible over my head, some kind of growth in my upper jaw, and for me to get my teeth in the right position, they had to actually remove bone. That's all. And so they had to break the bone, remove the bone, and sew my whole jaw back up.
Oh my God, how long was your jaw so unshut like that?
I had to have it wired completely.
I had an uncle, so you had to eat shakes.
Yes.
That was so cool. I felt so sorry for that everything had to be like grinded up into the soup
There you
situation.
go. And you had to drink
The straw.
Yep. Been there. And I lost so much weight.
Yeah,
Because
you
I'm
did
already
too.
thin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was not a thing.
And what was really weird about it is I was pregnant with Maria. And I wasn't, she was so, I was super early in my first trimester. Okay, but I had to have that procedure. And the bottom line is I had bruises on me when I gave birth. So I'll never forget when I finally got them taken off, she would always touch my mouth because she was so used to seeing me with metal. So I said, I know this child is smart because she would always touch my mouth. She had become used to seeing me with metal. And those are the days, not the Invisalign. That was the old days when you had brackets and bands and, oh man. But I did it, first of all, it didn't cost me hardly anything. I was a guinea pig for the dental surgeons. I had the perfect condition for their students to practice. It didn't cost me a fortune.
All done.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh, nice.
So do you still roll your hair because you go home or you, shake it again.
No,
Say
I
no.
don't.
Say no. Better stop doing that. Your curls ain't supposed to move. They're supposed to be all stuck and stiff from setting lotion and rollers. The beauty school way.
No, basically I go home like this, and they'll just gradually, like you said, fall, you know, where they kind of just fall on each other, then they're kind of cascading. And then usually by tomorrow, I do kind of put just very gently, you know, just very gently to kind of keep them. And then I'll take out those curlers tomorrow, and yeah, it'll hold unless, like I said, unless I'm working in the yard.
And you walk in bone straight. That has never been the case, even when we had relaxers. We still got poofy, we still got frizzy, and our hair never moved.
No, I came
It
in
was
bone
heavy,
straight today.
stiff, and stuck. It
No.
never moved.
No.
Like,
I just brushed it with
A
this
holistic approach is
brush,
so
with our
much better.
brush. I gotta wash it.
so that'll be 140.
I will.
Thank you,
Thank you.
You're welcome. You are so welcome. It is my pleasure to be your practitioner. Oh, no, I'm not science. I'm a practitioner.
So you think I really should, that's something that was going on weird for that McDonald's?
Yes, I know
And
it.
then,
I know it
and then it's
is.
in McDonald's.
It could have been. You never know. It could have been your father might have been going by McDonald's every morning. You don't know.
No, I do know.
I mean, well, after I'm saying how the information became obtained. Because I'm not arguing that the transaction was made after they passed. I'm saying that the information was probably obtained before they passed.
Wow.
Which is why the transaction is done afterwards. Someone has the number. So now you just have to shut that card off like you've done. Once you
No, I
report
haven't.
fraud, you need to shut that card off and also get another account number. Just move the money over.
Because they're not here. You know what I mean? They're not
Yes,
here.
I do. Thank
Sorry,
you
my
so,
friend. Thank you, my
so
friend.
much. You are so very welcome. I thank you. And I'll see you back in soon.
So I don't think they're gonna give me another card, babe. I don't think they're gonna give me another card. Because mom and dad are gone. It's their account.
Oh, yeah.
They're not gonna give me any. I mean, I'm an owner,
Well, there's just,
but
they should give issue. If you're still operating the account, I don't see why they would not.
yeah,
So just inquire. It's nice.
yeah, but like you said, I have no choice because of this. It's not like it's been, you know, but $45 at McDonald's, who does that?
A lot of people spend that much at McDonald's, Miss Jacqueline. They be grubbing nowadays.
What?
And
You
it
still
ain't
talk
like,
about
it ain't
burger
like
and
McDonald's
fries.
is cheap anymore. Shoot.
Well, that is true. That's true.
Alrighty, sweetheart. Do you need me to walk you up to the front?
No, I'm good.
Thank you so much for
So
choosing
then
me.
I'll see another confirmation about the appointment, blah, blah, blah.
To the text, and it'll be like an 833 number. That'll
Okay.
be the system. And then just make sure you click into that to confirm.
All right, I'll let you know if it doesn't work that way.
Thank you. And I'll help you at that point as well. Have a good weekend. Thank you. Bye. Man, I love doing these older women of Denver because they don't need much done. They just like a good old hydration treatment. They like their scalps scratched like our grandmamas used to do for us. They love how fast I get them in and out. And she pays $140. Not for the old school moisturization conditioner and moisture shampoo approach that we were all taught in beauty school. That made her struggle. Some are doing well. I now have grown and matured to understand you might be doing all right with the moisture shampoo plus conditioner and heat protectant and serums and all that other stuff. But if you're not happy with your hair and you're not happy with the result that approach is giving you, it's time to change. That's when you know it's time to move around. I highly, highly recommend and encourage anyone. I just had a woman driving from South Dakota to come book with me because she said nobody in her community is willing to do the additional work that I'm doing. And I don't make the same amount of money, y'all. I have like doubled my income from behind the chair, and I only offer 2 services. I was offering 15, 20 different services, and I was capping myself, and I couldn't understand why I was only making so much money. Now that I've gotten into hair care, now that I call myself a practitioner and not a stylist, now that I wear scrubs, mind you, you can do whatever you want to do in this industry. You can call yourself a stylist, you can call yourself a goat, you can call yourself a master, you can call yourself whatever you want to. That's up to you to level you up in this industry. Ain't nobody else gonna come and give you a raise. Ain't nobody gonna come and say, oh, you need to learn new skills. You gotta do all that yourself in this industry. I think that's why a lot of stylists stay so much more stuck and stagnant with doing the same exact thing year after year. I'm constantly leveling us up in here and changing the tools. Like for instance, this one right here. I used to have us using this brush. Now I leveled us up to this one because it's way better than this one. This one sucks, this one don't. I'm not afraid to change, so I'm not afraid to redirect my clients into change either, because see, I do research. I know a lot of people refuse to do research. That's all I do is reading and testing and trialing things to see if I like it better, because I'm picky. It's easy for me to see if something is better or not. And I only rocks with what's better. And using this water is softening our hair, because that's what I realized the clients booking with me are after. We don't want stiff, brittle, feeling hair and only looking good on the day of service. We want some stuff that's gonna last for 14 days. Shoot. Let me get to y'all's comments. Let me get you them comments. Woo! All right, let me go back to the top. What's up, Queen? What's up, Bishop? I love watching. I love that you love watching. Y'all all love watching me? If you love watching my videos, especially with me being here in the shop, say I do. Comment I do, and like the video. I want y'all to stop watching me without liking the video. YouTube be asking me, Tanya, how come you be having like 60,000 people viewing, but you only get like 300 and something likes? And I be like, I don't know. I be telling them to like my videos, but they still don't like it, and they just keep watching. I don't know why y'all don't like the video. But hold on, let me get back. Okay. Noah said, grab the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit. Okay, Noah. Riley said, are you a doctor? No, I'm not a doctor. I'm a holistic hair and scalp restoration practitioner. I'm a hair loss expert. I'm the premier hair growth specialist here at Denver, Colorado. Thank you, Eric. I love you, Eric. Yes, take us in the private practice. That's where you are at. Nah, you ain't about you responding. It's about us paying attention and learning a thing or three. That is correct. What's up, Yusuf? Yusuf says, hi, I'm 37 years old, 1.96 height, 105 kilos. I have been working in fitness for 18 years. I am handsome and wealthy. You go, Yusuf. This woman knows her stuff. Thank you, G-I-K. Hi, Aaron. Shout out to my tribe. Y'all have been here today. Are you shaving his head? That was a woman. And I don't be shaving nothing in here. I don't chop. I don't cut. I don't razor. I don't do none of that. I trim. I holistically prune the ends of my clients. That's a lady, and she is cleansing her hair. Go on, Miss Londa. What's up, Londa? Ah, King the Von. Thank you for being here, King the Von. Miss John Juan, something like that. You have to straighten that room up, baby. Okay, well, tell me what I need to do then. What's up, Susan? Jack said, Mama, stop smacking that gum. I know. I don't do it with the clients. I just do it with y'all because they pay me, so I'm real professional with them, but I'm not as professional with y'all because I don't have to be professional with my social media stuffs. I don't, because all my new clients come by word of mouth. I don't be on here soliciting new clients and asking y'all to book with me. I just be telling y'all what I'm doing, showing y'all what I do, how I do it, showing you what I do it with. Woo, it's a flex. There's only 3 individuals here in Denver that stand behind the chair that use my water beauty solution, that at least have been trained by me. Other people are just using it, but they ain't really been trained. Ain't took not near training class from me, but Deja, shout out to my daughter Deja, and shout out to Miss Shawnee in Park Hill because she offers the My Water Experience. My Deja offers the My Water Experience, and I offer the My Water Experience. Everybody else want to keep doing protein treatments and keratin treatments and using conditioner, and that's what's up, because I am cracking when it comes to clients, especially new ones, and I keep asking them, where are you coming from? And I know a lot of them, so I'm like, eesh, I wonder if she think her client is lost, and I'm like, your clients ain't lost. They in here. Look, I got this one client. She goes to someone else in my building, and she be asking me to sneak her in this side door back here because I'm close to a door that she parks in the back because she doesn't want her other stylist to see that she in here cheating on her. Because that other stylist, she talked my stuff up so much, talking about I do some bullshit in here with some water. Well, your client came and booked this bullshit, and now she's with me. She even told me that her last stylist texted her the other day to tell her that she had openings. She knows. She knows that you got openings. She doesn't need you anymore because she done fooled around and came and booked this bullshit, and now she's hooked just like the rest of us. And I done gave her better, softer, more manageable hair than any conditioning or protein or keratin or relaxer treatment can ever give, ever, because you're still gonna have hair loss with a relaxer. You're still gonna have hair loss with a protein treatment. You're still gonna have hair loss with a keratin treatment. Those are not hair loss solutions. Those are hairstyle solutions. You gotta know the difference out here in these streets, or you gonna get left outside. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna never make it in here to a private practice and level up to averaging $10,000 a month. I mean, anybody out there that's like, I don't want to make that much, you're weird, because I found a way. You can only offer 2 services like me, level up your appearance, get polished, get them scrubs on, because it makes a difference. You get mad respect when you choose to wear a scrub instead of your street clothes and a kitchen apron. That's what's up, Vaughn. That's where it's at right now. That's why I'm blowing up, because I decided to stop hairstyling and I decided to get into hair caring, and it's 2 totally different lanes. I don't do nothing that I used to do as a hairstylist. I don't use the same products I used. I used to use conditioner, heat serum, heat protectant, all of it. I'm lying. I never used a heat protectant, but I used to use a serum. I got knee deep into it. You know what I'm saying? I used to put conditioner on my clients and put them under the dryer with a plastic baggie. I did all that. But I didn't like the results. I pay attention. I don't know if everyone else is paying attention, but I didn't like the result that it was doing to black hair. The only time conditioner feels good on the hair after it dries is when you use it on white hair or some weave. It be having black hair still a little unmanageable, a little brittle looking. That's why we got to put so much serum on it, because it looks crazy in the blowout state. That's not proper result. And I found some other results now that I've done some research and some tests, and I've been able to always determine what's better. Maybe the rest of the industry behind the chair don't care if there's something better because they only getting the money. Maybe those behind the chair of today don't care about the result of their style or their chemical treatment, right? I care. That's why I don't offer them no more, because maybe my clients are the weird ones. I don't know. But they're the ones that have brought me back the feedback. They're like saying, Tanya, that oil made me too heavy. Ooh, I didn't know that. It looked pretty when you was in here in the chair with me, but I didn't know that for your lifestyle, that was too much oil for you and your liking. Would have never known that. You feel me? But I've learned to talk and follow up with my clients to understand what's going on at home so that I can help them way better. And I already know. I've had 3 stylists here in Denver look me in my face and tell me, Tanya, I'm not doing all that for my clients. And I was like, dang, you can make more money, right? She was like, my piece is more important. I told her, baby, we ain't the same because my money is my piece and I'm going to do whatever. Especially if somebody's providing me with the tools and the resources to get the same result. Oh, I'm definitely going to copy her. But nowadays, things done changed, which I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. Because just imagine if a bunch of stylists would have really jumped on my bandwagon back in 2018 when I first found my product. Imagine how many stylists I'd have to compete with out here that would be given the My Water experience. So I'm glad they held down on me. I'm glad that they said water don't do nothing. I'm glad that they said you need conditioner. Water don't do nothing because I'm the only one killing it. I ain't struggling. I'm here all day. I see someone else that ain't here hardly struggling. That's clearly a struggle. You should be here all day, every day with at least 4 clients. I do 5. I do 5 clients on Saturdays and Sundays. That's 10 clients in 2 days. I don't know nobody that's handling that kind of volume. I don't care what you, excuse me, what you doing. You're not able to put out that kind of volume. I have completely mastered my craft, figured out how to completely triple my income. I have maximized my clientele base to nobody's ends. Man, beauty school had me struggling. I'll never go back to perms and relaxers and locks and braids and moisture shampoos and conditioner and heat protectants and nah. I found a better way. You got to be real special to really want all that on your hair. You got to be real, real special. I don't want all that on my hair. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Unique? Oh, I love that, Unique. What's up, Unique? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Let me ask, anybody like stiff hair? Say I do or I don't. Y'all can engage with me. Who likes stiff, brittle, crunchy feeling hair? Say I do. And if you don't, type in I don't. That's how I do research. I be asking my clients, like, what do you prefer? You want a plug-up press, a soft press? Or do they want that hard Marcel press? Because it is a difference. A real Marcel does not have a cord. They always picking the Marcel. I don't. There you go. All right, Unique. I see you. I see you, Terry. I don't. Because the world is acting like we're okay with this crunchy, brittle, poofy, fuzzy, frizzy result that the conditioners is giving us. Hey, Unique. Did you know that the conditioner is what's doing that to you because of what's in it? I bet you we never thought to read the ingredient list. Look, been using conditioner all these years and you ain't never looked at the ingredient list? That's a little dangerous. Because once you do, and you then study chemistry so you can understand the words on these bottles, they put alcohol and propylene glycol. Y'all clearly don't remember the fact that alcohol is flammable. What in the hell is it doing in a hair care product bottle? I don't care what kind of alcohol. I don't care if it's ceteryl alcohol, Denzen alcohol, drinking alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I don't care what kind of alcohol it is. It's all flammable and it don't belong in our hair. You mixing alcohol with the water you feeding your plants? No, because you know it's gonna kill it, right? Shoot. Now, who's out there looking for soft hair? Say I am. If it's soft hair that you thought that the conditioners was gonna do for you after your hair dry. Because meds too, I read. No. I don't know about all that. I'm just a hair loss expert, so I stays in my lane now. You know what I'm saying? And I know that we ain't supposed to. And let me get to the other ingredient I have a problem with. In addition to the other 28 chemicals that are in the bottle of conditioner, and people think that that's such a healthy product, got more chemicals in it than shampoo got in it. So I'm like, y'all clearly, ooh, look how many people done left. They don't like hearing the truth. They don't like hearing that I'm tearing up my hair using conditioner because I have black hair. Conditioner is best for if, I shouldn't have said that. That was improper speaking. Conditioner is best for individuals that are not going to blow dry and flat iron. Conditioner is for those that are going to do the half style and just let it air dry after washing. That's half of the style. That's not the full, complete approach of doing hair. You're supposed to blow dry it and then smooth it. But that's who conditioner is for. Miss Tanya's never gonna let her hair air dry. I'm gonna always blow mine out and I'm gonna always smooth mine straight. This is why I am who I am on the level I'm on, because I've always been into hair care, healthier hair, and trying to find the better products to make us soft. So who out there is looking for soft hair that ends don't tangle, that moves? You know that if you're not getting that, it's time to change your approach. And it's time to try something different. Because then, look, let me get back to that conditioner. That conditioner is reckless. And once I start looking at the ingredient list, it makes sense. Because it's like, dang, no wonder our hair was so crunchy, brittle feeling. Because look at the ingredients. Got salt in it, chlorine in it, got alcohol in it, mixed with propylene glycol. Do y'all know what propylene glycol is used for? That's the active ingredient for jet fuel, y'all. And y'all putting that on your hair. I'm not cool with that. You got to be real different to be like, I don't care. Oh, well, I'm going to keep using conditioner. I don't care if it's got all them carcinogenic chemicals in it. I don't care, Tanya, that you found a safer solution for us. That's what's up. That's what's up. I don't care either. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. My dad done told me that 20 times this month. Because I be trying to lead all type of people down the right roads. And people are so hard-headed these days. My own kids don't listen to me. So I don't expect all y'all to listen to me. Y'all gonna have to suffer. That's beyond struggling. Right now, with your hair, you know, you may be experiencing the brittle hair that ain't growing and it's coming out like, uh-oh. Just got YouTube's attention. They don't like it when I really start educating hard. They're like, Tanya, shut up. We like our followers being misled into believing things that ain't true, Tanya. Quit coming on here and educating them. Just do your hair. Let me go get my next client. It's 11 o'clock. I'm going to take a short intermission break because I now know what this does. No, I'm not. I'm going to keep it rolling. I'll be back. had to update her on this teenage meet and greet drunk that they doing here in Denver. Have you heard about it? Did you see it on the news? These teenagers.
The raising place going.
Yeah, these kids done lost their damn wigs and
What
skulls.
made them do that? I mean,
Cause they mad at their mamas, cause their mamas ain't taking care of them the way and giving them the attention that they need, so they take it out when they go to school.
shoot. Girl, they
And these
had to go-
teachers of the
girl,
schools, so they be scared of the
over
students.
there in that Northfield,
Ooh,
they
Lord.
had to go call the cops. They said the kids was over there, I mean, hundreds of them. I heard on the news last week, hundreds of them.
You want your scalp stretched?
No,
You must go to the bar.
but she does real good when she does it. And they were sure, I mean, it was a lot of kids. So
It's
they called
stupid.
the cop. Now
And then
I
what?
heard-
And then these parents gonna be mad if the cops end up shooting your child because they ain't in school and they out in public disrupting
I heard
the peace?
this morning about, I looked at the early news, something about they said they gonna meet in City Park and do it at the zoo. When is
The
it?
next one is at the Aurora Mall on July 12th.
No, the next one's I thought one of them is at the zoo because that day the zoo is gonna close at 1 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock in the evening. I said, you know,
This is crazy. These
it's
parents
like
out
you
here are
said, if
scared of
something
their
happened
own
to one of them
children.
kids,
Then they gonna be mad.
then you gonna blame the police.
You're gonna
Well,
blame the cops because your child
your-
wasn't where they were supposed to be doing some dumb stuff, which is disrupting the peace. You
Girl.
and your child need their butt whooped. Shoot.
Exactly.
Stupid. So stupid.
Girl.
I wish my kids was.
Ooh,
I
I'm so
wish.
glad I ain't got no teenagers nowadays. Because they are different kind of people, aren't they? I don't understand these young people.
Parents is scared to put their foot in their own kids' ass. That's what the problem is. Parents is scared to tell their own kids no. Well, I guess you can wear that short skirt. I guess you can put all them lashes on and you only 16. I guess so. Cause I'm scared to tell you no and really parent you and tell you hell no, you're not about to wear all them lashes at 16. You gonna look like a hooker. Shoot. Oh my Lord. Have mercy on my
I
soul.
saw that the other week. They were in Northfield.
Yes,
And they
and tore
said-
up stuff.
They said that there were so many of them. The police had to, I mean, there was a lot of police out there too.
Yes, you could get injured, you could get maced, you can get shot, shoot.
Cause you know some of them older boys and girls got guns. And they said some of them was fighting. I said, oh Lord,
It's crazy.
I wouldn't wanna get caught up in nothing like that.
It's crazy.
I'm so glad I ain't got no young people.
Me too.
Because they would hate me.
I used to be a nuisance to the schools with Deja. I used to have to go up there. I remember one day a teacher had the audacity to throw a stapler at Deja. I tore Smiley Middle School up that day. Because these teachers get frustrated.
Yeah, well, I can imagine how they do. Girl being a teacher today, I couldn't be a teacher.
Not for that money. You're gonna have to
I-
pay me at
because
least
you'd be able to
$10,000 a
whoop
month.
somebody's child, beat the hell out of somebody's child. You would fight them like, you would have to fight them like a grown person because
Right.
they're so big and strong nowadays. Ooh, Lord. It's dangerous being a teacher nowadays. You have to have the best patience because they're gonna talk back to you, cuss you out, and everything else. It's sad.
Yep, I know
It's really
quite a
sad.
few mothers that need to whoop their kids' butts.
They probably,
A
it's too
old
late
school
now.
whooping.
It's
Ain't
too, it's just, you know, when they get a certain age, they could, girl, I'm telling you, I know this.
You're right,
one
because
girl-
it starts in the adolescence. You can't wait till they get
That's
13
right.
to start trying to
That's
give them
right.
some discipline. You're supposed to have been doing that their whole life.
Nowadays, 13, shit, them kids is bigger than you and stronger than you. Girl, this one girl I knew, her daughter would go step in and try to fight her. I went to her house after it was over. She said I took my clothes off and I whooped her ass like a grown woman. I said, oh wow. I could, and that was years and years ago. So you can imagine what they are now.
I don't know what to say.
But why would you think of some shit like that? Why?
Because you're not scared. These kids are not scared of nothing. We were scared to go and do some snatch like that, sure.
I was scared because my mom would beat my ass.
Yeah. We were scared of getting a whooping. These kids don't be getting no whooping, so they willing to do whatever.
You're so right. You're right about that, Tommy. They don't believe in whooping nowadays. They believe in talking and the kids think, I don't know what they need.
Okay, whatever.
So you going that's gonna be so nice.
I can't wait either. We are gonna be there for some days. And it's gonna be the weekend.
Wow.
I'm excited.
I would be too. It
This is my
sounds like
first
so
time.
much fun.
I've never been, so I really don't know what it's all about till I get there, but I'll tell you more. Next time I
will
see you.
when I get back, I can tell you.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That sounds like a wonderful trip. So nice. I would be excited too to get away from this madness. How's Daisy doing? I think about her all the time.
She's better. So much
Good.
better.
I be thinking about her all the time.
Uncle Eugene just had to fly out here because they call themselves, he gonna make my mom get out the house. And it's still not working. They're so soft. They're not hard enough for my mom.
I just want to say, I mean, well,
Mom mad because Nana didn't leave her nothing. So Mom said, I'm gonna take what I feel I should get. Rhonda removed all kind of stuff from out the house. And I pray Donna just lets it go and don't choose to fight over stuff like toasters and shit that my mom just stole from the house. Just let it go. Mom gotta deal with the demons. Mom got so much shit in the house, in her apartment. She done had that apartment 6 weeks now. She still don't live there.
got an appointment?
She over in the Dahlia, yep.
Girl, shut up.
But wait, she done had it 6 weeks and she still don't live there.
She just loaded it up. She said, I don't have to live there until they put me out, and then I'll have what I want.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Tanya.
He's pissing everyone off though, really bad. That's the part.
Well, at
she
least
should
she's
do.
planning she's making plans to get out. At least you can say that, Tanya. At first she wasn't doing
dragging.
nothing.
She gonna slower than a turtle from a Tetris. Tortoise turtle. She's not trying to get out. Or even her and Pat got into it because Pat accused her of procrastinating, and my mom went off on Pat. And I told her, Mom, you are. Why does the truth upset you? Like, that's true. You are
Well, she
procrastinating.
knows it, Tanya. She knows.
I know she does. No, she kept saying, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight with y'all. Ain't nobody fighting, Mom. We're just stating the facts.
But,
And you don't want to admit the truth. What, you think you're doing great time, you think you're on track, and you think you're moving in good timing and with good speed, Mom? You done hired movers 3 damn times, and you still ain't moved out of here. Paying movers to move bags and boxes.
but in a way it's smart, because when she has to jump up out of there, she got somewhere to go. You know, so, yeah, I mean.
And that's what she said too. They ain't even sold the house, Tanya, so I don't understand why I need to get out. I decent mom, because they have to.
So the other sisters were planning on putting out up for sale or what? To
Oh,
get
yeah,
the
that
money
was
out of it? Yeah, well,
that was
yeah.
agreed
That's
back
the
in
way it should be.
December.
That's the way it did split it.
And
3 or 4
Mom
ways.
said, give me till April. What's this month? We're going into July.
I didn't realize that.
Mhm.
She told
They
them April.
They got her on tape saying, just give me, because they were ready to sell in December, but Mom was living there. So they talked about not putting my mom out and that she needed some time to complete her rehabilitation because Mom had just got home
So they were
from
pretty,
nursing
they
home.
were pretty nice to her then.
I would say that's an understatement. Shit, Mom been living for free shit since December. You know?
Wow.
And then, like, taking possession of the house, getting mad if Donna comes by. Like, Mom, that is not your
Well,
house.
that's not your house.
That's how Mom thinks of it, though. So Uncle Rondo flew in. He got here yesterday, Friday. He got here Wednesday.
Wow.
And Mom is just like a little kid. She even does this. And she's like, whatever. Y'all can stand here as long as y'all want to, but I'm not getting it. So sad.
Wow. That's too bad.
I was just over
It
there.
causes heart situation.
There's still unnecessary stuff being said and going on now. And I'm gonna tell Mom, this is all your fault, Mom. You're the one that decided to drag your feet the way you did, and you pissed everybody off. This would have never happened if you had just moved out, Mom. Dang. That didn't make no sense at all.
But like you said, she got upset because your mother didn't know.
I never didn't pay her at all. Told her she wasn't even in that. We remember that. We're just like,
But
yes, we
something,
got Mom
something
inside.
must change her, and I'm thinking that,
Because she moved in and kissed Mama's ass these last 3 years, she thought that that was gonna make up for the life that Mom was never
Oh.
around. Cause Mom said it, she said, you think I sold my house? I came and took care of Mother. And we was all like, you didn't do shit for none of shit, you only paid $500, so you wasn't paying the mortgage. You wasn't never helping her, you never cooked for her, you never dressed her, you never did her hair, you never bathed her. So that's where Mom became angry, like, I can't believe she didn't value me bossing her around these last 3 years.
shut the hell up, Doc.
It's funny, it's a comedy show for me and my cousins, because we're just like in awe at how my mom is acting, right? Oh, it's bad.
That is bad, though. It really is.
All right, come on in. They all got another disbursement from the life insurance policies, and Mama didn't get nothing. She wasn't a beneficiary either. And then Pat keeps calling my mom, letting her know, I got another 15,000.
She's writing it in now.
She's beyond angry inside.
Oh, girl, this hair, the other day I had her nerve enough to try to pin it up.
What?
Because it's so hot. You know, I guess
You
it's so hot on my neck. It just
want me
like,
to cut it up?
yeah, it's so hot on my. Nikki said, Mom, you just getting older and you can't stand nothing. Like when I get home, I
Uncomfortableness.
get out of bra, honey. I hate a bra. And so I had seen one at Macy's that don't have any underwire. And my daughter was asking me, Mom, why do you have underwire? I said, because I want to hold them up because I ain't got no. I'm real good. And so, it's a bra, but it doesn't hold you tight. You can wear it during the day and when you go to the store,
Yeah.
you know. And she said, it won't bother you. And I used to laugh at my mother about that. It's the same thing. I guess God is punishing me.
No. Reminding you.
Yeah.
Now you just like your mother.
was talking to my mother the other day. I said, "Sweetie, I didn't know I was going to miss you so much."
Yes, I don't know what they bodies are over there.
But in a way, your mother's smart, because she knows where she got to go. She got somewhere to go. And
I just never thought my mom would be doing all this. It's so embarrassing. Oh, come on, girl.
well, she meant something. She was getting that insurance money. Well, she was doing it before, though. Yeah, like you said, she should have went on and moved out. If they would have gave her some more. Now, your uncle, she's the only brother.
Huh?
Your uncle that's here, is he the only
You
brother?
know, there was another uncle that already passed.
Oh, okay.
So he's the only left surviving one out of them three.
Your mom said in that house. And every day I'll be wishing I had told mine and my mom. Because there's nothing but headache every time you turn around. If something wrong with you, you got to up some money for something. So, if it wasn't before and we opened my good mouth killing my dad, I'd let Corey stay with me. But, I don't know. Life is a trip. The Lord be tempting you but you and your son, you can know I think that be so nice.
I can't wait to get there and just really relax.
Relax, yeah.
I've been through hell with Asia over the past 2 months with her living situation and getting her up from underneath me. I had to get her out that apartment. That was hard to do. And now she's in an apartment in her own name. So I'm so grateful and relieved. Yeah, she had to get out. She brought her beat. I mean, waited till the beat last day. It stressed me the hell out. The last day to move out. Like, who does that? And I had to think, like, oh, no. I forgot. You've been evicted out of that apartment. You ain't never even moved out of that. That's so no question about you. It was. And it was. So I got her ass out of there and got her a resource. I got her what's called a CPN to get her into her own unit in her own name. And she's already, I can tell she's in her feelings because her credit and her money gets them some raggedy shit that I would never do. So she's not comfortable, but that's reality, right? It's reality. If you don't like it, you gotta make some changes on it and change your thoughts, your choices. Get your credit together, quit paying rent late so you don't suffer another damn eviction ever in your life again, and change. I told her, Deja, you're your only problem. The rent ain't the problem. You're the problem. Yeah.
nowadays, that's what I was telling Vicky about yesterday. In a way, especially with Wesley,